Dr. Cathy Alinovi joining us, and we are excited to have her back here to talk more about the work she does with these beautiful, beautiful animals. So first and foremost, Cathy, welcome back to the show. If you guys don't know who she is, what she does, you're going to find out. She's the owner of Healthy Possibilities. It's a natural pet wellness center, two locations, one in Tampa Bay, the other in Yucatan. Wait, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, she's in Mexico. What is it? Is it Merida, Yucatan? How do I say it?
If you want to sound like an American, it's
Oh,
Merida. I know it's so funny. Merida. Got an accent anyway. That's
Merida.
exactly. And it's even warmer there than it is here in Florida.
Wow. Oh
Oh,
my goodness. Well, thanks for being here and tell us a little bit
I'm
about what you
excited.
do. You are available worldwide. Yes,
Worldwide.
via the phone, via Zoom. She's here to helping us and all of our pets and raising them without pharmaceuticals and helping us
I
raise them.
know.
Yes, yes, yes.
I know. I thought today let's talk about all those stories that people hear that promote regular food and then let's make it real life because you're dealing with that.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
You are dealing with that. So, but it's a lot of stories that we've been told since the 1950s. So I think how many generations repeat the same story.
All the time, right? I feel like I'm
Yeah.
trickling down my mom, the generation, the negative, the behaviors, yeah, in everything in life. Mm-hmm.
I did. I said, "Oh, I sound like my mother, or I sound like my
Uh-huh.
grandmother." Right? Where do we get these stories? We're told to say them. So I bet you've heard stories. Why should animals eat dry food? Have you heard? What have you heard?
Well, thanks to you, I heard there's no reason behind it. We should not be. We should be giving them real food. I don't,
We
that's just what
should.
we're conditioned and what we've learned. Go to the
We
supermarket, you buy
are.
a food and give it to them. But why are we giving them this horrible food that, thanks to you, I've learned all the chemicals, all the metals, all the crap, plastics that are
Waste
in our food,
products.
this is horrible.
Right. So one of the stories, maybe you've heard this, they need to eat dry food because the crunchies clean their teeth.
Yes.
Okay. So I want you to do an experiment for the next 6 months. You, Jill Nicolini, no more real food. I want you to eat hard pretzels only and don't brush your teeth. You're
Wow.
going to stop doing video interviews.
It's going to be like this huge mess
I
of
know. Think of the goo on your
where does
teeth.
that come from?
Well, that's the pet food companies want you to think that you're
Yeah.
cleaning your kitties and your doggies' teeth by feeding them hard crunchies. But when we do the dental cleanings, what are we scraping off? The carbs, the caked on breading,
Ah,
and bacteria, because bacteria love to eat sugar. And that's
yep.
what that I know you're making the fit. I know, think of it. So this is a story, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's some foods, well, ours is scientifically designed to be super hard and crunchy. But you know when you get something stuck in your teeth and you can get your tongue out and you go, and you can mess with it until you can get
Uh-huh.
it out? Have
Uh-huh.
you ever seen your cat or somebody's dog do that?
No,
Their tongues can't do that. They don't have that same nerve development that
you're
we
right.
humans
You're
do.
right. Mm-hmm.
So it's a story. So there's story number one.
Give us more stories, Doc. I can't.
Okay, I got story number two. It They need carbohydrates.
No?
Now, well, because think of the food pyramid, right?
Okay.
Look at the human food pyramid.
Okay.
The base is bread and grains, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. I
True.
don't know about your body. If
Mm-hmm.
I ate that much bread and grains, it wouldn't fit through my front door.
Very true.
But everybody's body is different. And that's kind of a lot of what I do. So you and I can talk general guidelines, and then people go, well, why do I need a phone consult? She just told me everything. And in a way,
Right?
they're right. But my body is different than your body, and we have to figure out what you need different than what I need. Or
Mm-hmm.
what does one of your cats need differently than others? Because one of your cats might say, I like fish. And someone else says, that smells
Oh,
like the litter box and I'm going to bury it. Because everybody's different, right?
true.
So,
Yes.
but I started out by talking about carbs. I
That's
went
okay.
on a
We go,
tangent.
it's all right. We digress.
But
This is part of the
right,
process.
that food pyramid, is that really for our health or was that to sell more bread and grain?
I
It
agree.
was to sell more bread and grain. It was to get people to eat more carbs because that's less expensive. What's
What's
expensive?
that?
Protein's expensive.
Uh-huh.
Um, Protein and fat have an awful lot of the building blocks that our body needs. Some people do better with more vegetables, less, we can get on a whole debate, but that's people. And you're thinking, all right, why is she talking about people? Because animals are really similar. Um, Cats in my world, you and I talked about it before. They're carnivores.
Mm-hmm.
Look at their teeth. They're all sharp and pointy. They're meant
Yeah.
to rip somebody's throat out and then shred them into pieces and eat them. That's what cats are meant to do. Um, Dogs have similar teeth. They aren't quite as sharp and pointy unless they're puppies.
True.
um, but they don't have those flat surfaces like you and I have at the back where we can grind food and chew it 40 times till I get really bored. So individual differences. That food pyramid was basically a marketing scheme to sell more cereal and grains to
Come
get
on.
humans to eat more. So we take that same information into the pet food industry
Yep.
because in the United States, the pet food companies are making $36 billion a year profit recycling human food waste.
Ugh,
So, if you believe that what is being put into the food is healthy, then you believe that what's being put into the food is healthy. So, if I need to put at least 65% carbohydrates into this little crunchy to make it be a hard crunchy, I'm going to tell you that dogs and cats need 65 to 75% grains and carbohydrates for somebody's health, and it might be my financial health.
got it. My pocket.
It's Yeah, it's really not because I joke about it, but it's true. If I ate 75% carbohydrates, I honest to goodness would not fit through my front door. And part of it is because, like most dogs and cats in this country, I've been spayed. I'm past that certain age
Yep.
and things are not working anymore, which is like when our pets get sterilized, fixed, spayed, neutered, whatever you want to call it. Boom, instant shut off the hormones, and we no longer know how to maintain a good body size. And you put carbohydrates on the system, and we are all big.
Ah, it's happening with
Right.
our pets too.
It happens with our pets, right? So if you hear statistics about obesity in humans in the US, it's as bad, if not worse, in animals.
Oh,
I've met some lovely golden retrievers lately. Two of them come to mind. One weighs 110 pounds, one weighs 130. They should be
wow.
80 to 90-pound dogs. They're sweet, they're lovely. They come in, they
Oh,
wag their tail, and boom, they lay on the floor. They have no
oh,
energy. How could you have energy if half of your
wow.
weight you don't need?
Yeah.
And this is
S-
what happens when we eat this many carbs, especially when you get to
Mm.
that time in your life, or you were surgically put into that time of your life, right? Because many, many people in the United States have fixed their animals. You and I talked about that
Yep.
last time. It's under the idea that we don't want excess pet population, which is true. We don't want animals running around getting hit by cars because they have no home and that sort of thing. But we
But
also need balance
yep.
because people like puppies and kitties.
Yeah, of course. Hello.
Yes.
That's what people are
Well,
doing. And
someone needs to be breeding them.
Mm-hmm.
Just,
Absolutely.
yeah, just not an excess. So that's the carbohydrate story. And oh my goodness, you know what I do to people in the office? I give them science class. And sometimes they look at me and their eyes cross, and I'm like, "You didn't know this was going to be science class,
They're
did
like,
you?" And they're
no,
like,
no,
"No."
no.
And then sometimes we have quiz time, and
Ah,
I say, and so I go, "Well, if food is basically protein, fat, and carbohydrate, what does our body use these for?" And so I'll
mm-hmm.
quiz them, and I'll say, "What does the body use protein for?" So can I quiz you, Jill? What does the body
Sure.
use protein for?
Muscle, to gain muscle
Muscle.
or to keep our muscles strong. I'm not sure, but they
Right.
say that. Okay.
Right, right, exactly. We eat protein to build muscle. And what is the heart? Muscle,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when people say, oh, you need to be feeding corn for a healthy heart,
What?
right. This is why we end up having science class in my office, because I need to explain to people what happened and where there's misinformation and all of that. So, protein, steak, ground beef, chicken, it's this giant piece of amino acids. And we eat it and it goes thunk into the stomach, and it's a vat of acid, and that acid cuts the protein into itty bitty little bits, amino acids. The amino acids go into the intestines and the body absorbs them. Body grabs a hold, puts them into the blood, grabs another, puts it into the blood. They float around, and the body goes, oh, I just went to the gym. I just had a workout. I need more amino acids to rebuild this muscle that I just tore down. And it grabs the amino acids and it builds them up. And the heart does the same thing. If we have a
Okay.
big workout, right? So we have a big workout, like, we go jogging with our dog in the park, and everybody's all panting afterwards and hot and sweaty. And we got to rebuild that muscle and put in the nutrients that we
Uh-huh.
need. And one of the nutrients is
Uh-uh.
an amino acid called taurine, Taurine.
Okay.
Cats must eat taurine. They cannot synthesize their own. Humans and dogs usually can synthesize their own. And what they do is that the pet food companies put a bunch of corn in the dog food, and they throw in the two other amino acids that the dogs can put together and turn into taurine. How you like that science?
Well, you taught me a lot. I had no idea about this taurine, and now, wow. Wow.
Right. So taurine
Interesting.
is naturally occurring in meat protein. So
Okay.
if you feed each one of your kitties a quarter cup of some kind of meat, either raw or lightly cooked, medium rare, 165 in the middle, you still have plenty of taurine in there. Your cats are getting everything they need.
Okay. A quarter cup, you said, right? Because I want
Quarter
to.
cup twice a day. That's your goal on the average cat. Now, if
Okay.
you have a Maine Coon, somebody's going to need extra food.
Got it.
You have a pregnant mommy who's about to pop out a bunch of little kittens. That girl needs all the groceries she can eat.
Okay.
Just feed her. That woman needs to eat. It was me at the end of pregnancy. Just feed me.
Uh,
And into about 2 to 3 weeks, when those kittens are really growing, she's going to be making tons of milk. So again, all the food she can eat, real food, good food, healthy food, the meat. So taurine does not naturally occur in corn, but the
oh.
pet food companies say, well, you need to feed corn for a healthy heart, because there's a group of dogs that cannot make their own taurine very well. They're kind of
Okay.
like cats. But
Okay.
if you feed them meat, then they're getting taurine.
Aw.
Okay. But the pet food companies aren't making money if you're feeding them meat, right?
True. Yeah, that's very true.
Right. So all those advertisers who probably are not supporting my segment,
Uh-huh. Oh, well.
because during my segment, they are not making $36 billion a year profit.
Uh-huh.
Right. So that this is, you watch these commercials on TV and they say, oh, it makes your dog all happy and healthy. And look, your cat makes their teeth shine. It's really nice marketing, like so much other really nice marketing. Um, so gosh, we did science class and I got
What?
sidetracked.
Oh
That's
my
protein.
gosh. Oh my gosh.
Right.
Quick
So
question. Can I feed my cat eggs? My cat was sniffing a hard-boiled egg last night, and I'm like, I said, Alexa, can cats eat eggs? It says, well, you got to ask your veterinarian, but it shows no harm. Is that true? Is eggs or anything in eggs for a cat?
Alexa is right. It's protein.
Okay, good. I wasn't sure. I didn't give it to him, but okay.
Oh my goodness, and he was interested. So that's awesome. So you know what my cats do? I'm a creature of habit. I do not change my breakfast. The only time things change is if my daughter's home and she says, "Hey, let's eat this." Okay, otherwise, I'm having scrambled eggs,
Okay.
gluten-free toast.
Yeah.
So what that means is I make my eggs, pan still hot, put it back at the stove for it to cool off. And guess who's up there picking out the little pieces of egg and eating it and flinging it? I've got two kitties, and that's what they do.
Okay.
Two kitties here. That's what they do.
Good.
So, yes, cats are healthy, and there are plenty of pet foods that have eggs in them. They have dried egg product.
Mm.
Do you want to know what that is?
Oh gosh, it's something that's not edible, I'm sure. Go ahead.
Not for us.
Nope.
So there you have your chicken house.
Ah,
30,000 layer chickens laying out eggs going down the little conveyor belt. And there each one is checked to see if it's cracked, because if it's cracked, it can't go to the grocery store. So it goes down the conveyor belt that goes into the dumpster and it sits out there for 1 to 2 weeks exposed to the weather. And then it goes off to the rendering plant.
yeah.
The rendering plant renders it safe. So render, to make safe, renders it safe, turns it into a powder. These are the cracked, broken eggs that were exposed to the weather, the cockroaches, the rats, the flies, and then it's rendered safe and it's put into pet food and it's called dried egg product.
Oh, it's like the stuff on the buffet that's not real eggs that we eat that they're like out of a container that are mixed with all this crud.
I'm just going to gag.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Right, exactly. Except that stuff on the buffet, that's acceptable for human consumption. Barely.
Oh my gosh.
Not
This
for
is
my human
horrible.
I know. Well, it's, the food industry has discovered that if you take this one item, I don't know, wheat, and you turn it into 75 different little micro
Yeah.
parts, you can make a whole lot more money than if you just make whole wheat bread.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
That's horrible. That's horrible. My doctor friend, tell us how we can reach you, by the way.
Healthypossibilities.com. Possibilities with a paw, kitty paw in it. Yeah, go to my website. Text me.
Oh my goodness. Well, what
Hmm
else? We still have more time to chat today about all
I
this.
know. I mean, we've only talked
And all
about
these
protein.
clients because you have so many people calling busy. What's on your agenda?
Boy, I know, I've got new puppies, new kitties. We always talk food. No matter what somebody comes in for, it's always food. It's the building blocks. So we talked protein. How does our body get energy? Protein, fat, or carbohydrates? It's a trick question. Do you know?
Oh gosh, no, now yeah, no, now I don't know.
I know it's a
Protein.
trick. Well, protein's where we build our muscles. It's, believe it or not, it's fat or carbohydrates.
Wow.
If you're
Okay.
eating carbs, then the fat's just kind of, I mean, but the body uses carbs first and then it'll use fat. And we're obviously going to have to talk that whole stuff next time. But what does our body use fat for? Where you were 100% right on.
Energy.
Okay, where do we put it? Good. We use it for
The
energy.
stomach.
It tastes good,
And
doesn't it? I know. Okay, I'm making you use your brain,
mm-hmm. Okay.
which your brain is 50% fat.
Mm-hmm.
Your hormones are based on fat.
Oh,
Every single cell in your body has a
wow.
membrane around it that are made of phospholipids, which is a fancy
Lipids,
word for
fat.
fat.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Right. So fat. Do you know anybody who's like eating kind of keto sort of style? They're eating protein and fat and almost no carbs.
Mm-hmm.
So they're eating a high amount of fat and they have good energy and they have better energy that lasts longer because the body is able to access it better than
Okay.
energy from carbs.
Okay.
Do you eat oatmeal? Have you ever?
Love oatmeal. Oh gosh. I
It
don't eat
tastes
much of
good.
it though because it hurts my stomach, but I do like the taste
Uh-huh.
of it.
I like the taste of it too. And what I discovered was if I eat oatmeal, feel
Ah,
really good, I get really energetic, then I get really sleepy, and then I'm hungry really fast. So, and this is what a lot of us do on carbs, and this is what animals do on carbs. So, a lot of dogs and cats are always looking for more to eat because they're hungry. And like my clients with the 130-pound golden retriever,
wow. Uh-huh.
he's still hungry. That man has no reason to be hungry. He's a big boy.
Wow.
But it's because the body's not using the energy. So he had excess and the body put it into fat for
Got
storage
it.
and he can't get it back out. So this is the biggest reason
Wow.
why the crunchies, the kibble really doesn't do our pets any favors because most of them are fixed. So they're forced into hormonal
Shut
menopause.
down. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right. And then we're pounding them full of carbs, but their body doesn't know how to maintain their body weight. And so they get really heavy and we restrict their food. And a
Yeah.
dog who should be eating 4 cups is getting
Okay.
a half a cup because he's fat on a half a cup.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
This is me
gosh.
on carbs. These are our kitties.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I'm gonna try eggs next. I'm sorry. I'm just on a
Great. Scramble them however the kitties
Yeah.
like them. Put a little salt, a little pepper. You can put cheese, um, applesauce. Um,
Really?
yeah, make the eggs taste yummy, fun, different. You can throw in sausage, a little
Okay.
bacon, make it taste good. Kitty creativity. Because one of
Wha-
my plans is to have all of your cats switch to real food before you and I are through.
I think we're gonna do that. And I'll bring them on the show. We'll highlight
Oh,
them next
awesome.
week.
Awesome. I love it. And so your mommy kitty, even if she's not switching to the real food, you
Mm-hmm.
need to start putting out little bits of meat once those kittens are scooting around so that they're putting it in their mouth and wearing it and tasting it and cleaning it off. And they're learning how to eat real food so that they live their best life
Ah,
forever.
got it. Exactly. Like with kids, like with people, the earlier you start them, the better for sure.
Right. And then mommy kitty's going to groom them because that's what mommy kitties do. And
Mm-hmm.
they're going to be covered in food. And she's going to be like, oh, this tastes better than the other stuff they were covered in. And so she's going to clean them all up and then she's going to switch.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I love hearing all this. All right. Well, we are just about out of time. Healthy
We did
possibility.
it.
Yes. But yeah, but there's always so much more to talk about. All right. So what else should how do we leave off for today?
Um,
Wow.
Eat real food. Come
Mm-hmm.
to my website, healthypossibilities.com. There's a free report on my website. Even if people don't have any idea about any of this stuff, I just want people to start thinking. My free report is 5 ways you're over vaccinating your pet and overpaying your vet. And so that's why vets hate me too.
Gotcha.
I want us vets to make money for real things and not profit centers like vaccines and chemicals and food and stuff. There's
Yep.
lots of animals to help.
Vetco vaccines. I told you I took one last week, and oh well, it's been too long. Gonna have to do it again, and then the free one again in 3 weeks. I'm like, what? What? Yeah. All right. I've been
Yep.
tricked. I've been duped myself, and
Eh, profit centers.
yep.
Yep,
Really.
absolutely. Absolutely. But then you talked to me and I talked you off the ledge and everything was good.
You're so sweet. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure
Thank
having you
you.
here and looking forward to next time we connect. Okay, sweetheart?
Have a great week. Bye
I
bye.
will. Thank you so much. Go back to taking care of all your babies, yours
Okay.
and your clients. All right. Patience.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye bye.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, I mean, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.